Hey, this is Thomas from okaysnotenough.com, helping you become the best version of yourself and create a more exciting and more fulfilling life. And it's the beginning of May 2019, which means it's time for my monthly goals update. So in this video, I will share with you how far I've got in the pursuit of my goals for 2019. And before we dive straight into it, let me share with you guys the 3 reasons why I'm doing this. So the first reason is you, because since I started about 2 years ago, I've been getting messages and emails from you guys about how much it inspires you, how much it motivates you to set your own goals, to be more disciplined, to be a little bit more courageous, and maybe even aggressive in the pursuit of your own goals, which is fantastic because if, just by me doing what I do and pushing myself harder, if I can inspire you and other people to be more successful, more accomplished, and feeling happier and more successful in life, then that's amazing. It's totally worthwhile. Now, the second reason is that actually I want to show you guys how I set my goals, how I phrase them, what kind of goals I set, what categories of goals I have, and how I go about it, what challenges I come across, how I overcome them. I also want to show you that it's not always perfect. It's not always easy. It rarely is easy, and it rarely is perfect, because it's, when you set your own goals, it's easy to get intimidated or even discouraged when you start and it's going okay, and then you come across some challenge or some obstacle, and you may be thinking, oh my God, I set these goals, now I'm not making the progress that I was hoping, I'm not perfect every single day. And many people quit or give up at this point. So I want to show you that while it's obviously undesirable, but it's normal, it's part of pushing yourself outside of a comfort zone. And while maybe falling off the track at some point momentarily is okay, now what's even more important is that you do everything you can to jump back on, and you kind of shake it off and you go back and keep pursuing these goals, because that's what's happening to me all the time. I'm not making ideal progress because some of the goals are quite ambitious. Some of them I don't have as much control over as I would like to, in order to be making constant progress and having total control over how much progress I'm making. So that's the second reason. I want to show you how I do it and how you can set and pursue your own goals. And the third reason is, to be honest, purely for me, because it's not always easy to follow these goals. It's not always easy to put in the work. Sometimes, very often I have to work on the weekends, creating content, working till late at night to accomplish these goals. And these goals are important to me. And so by me sharing these goals with you guys, I'm creating incredible accountability on me, because there are around 50,000 people in my network that I share my goals with. So imagine if you tell your friend or your group of friends that you are setting a goal and this is what you're pursuing, you would instantly feel the pressure of actually delivering on that, being authentic, being in integrity with these goals. So now scale it to 50,000 people, and the numbers are growing constantly. More importantly, I'm a coach, and I want to show that I walk my talk. I want to show that I'm doing absolutely everything I can to reach these goals, because this is what I'm helping people with, and I want to be a little bit of a role model for other people. So this is the third reason I do it, because thanks to you guys, I am pushing myself much harder than I normally would. So if no one knew about my goals, even though I'm a pretty disciplined person. So accountability is incredibly important and effective if you want to make sure that you give your goals your absolute best. So these are my 3 reasons Why? So now let's dive straight into it. I have my goals here on my iPad and I will read them to you and give you a quick update for every single one of these goals, because there are around 50 of them. I can't really spend ages on each, because then this video would be probably 2 or 3 hours long and nobody has time for that. As you know, I've set my goals in different categories. The first one is business, so everything related to growth and prosperity of my business. So the first goal is I'll easily create video follow-up for my scorecard by March 31st. So this goal is not accomplished yet. However, it's being worked on. I want to make sure that it's really good, and I would say I'm around 60% there. The scorecard is something that you can take on my website. I will include the link in the description. And it's basically about 5-minute long assessments or questionnaire that you answer, and it will generate a report on how well you're doing in the key areas of your life. And the follow-up will be basically a series of emails where I will be sharing with you additional tips and tricks and kind of coaching ideas of how you can get yourself more committed, more motivated to improve these areas of your life. The second goal is I will easily hire an SEO expert and a web developer by January 31st. Both of those goals are already accomplished. Really great. I always say, look, if there is something that you can outsource, something that you're not good at and is taking unnecessarily too much time out of your day, that you can delegate to someone else who can do it faster, better and probably cheaper than if you were actually doing it yourself, then I highly encourage you to find someone you can delegate that part of your workload to. The next goal is I will easily grow my mailing list to 3,000 subscribers by December 31st. I'm currently on 1,423 subscribers, nearly halfway there. However, of course, I didn't start on 0. It's growing fairly slow. However, little by little, I'm getting there, and I have something prepared for later on this year that I think it will potentially grow my mailing list much faster. So I'm still positive that I will be able to reach the 3,000 subscribers. Next goal, I will easily reach monthly website traffic to 4,000 visitors by December 31st. So in April, the traffic was on 2,126 visitors to my website. It's okay for the last few months. It's been around 2,000, which is good. Because I'm creating a lot more content now, especially I'll be sharing a lot more videos and blog posts, which usually generates quite good traffic every single time I do that. So it's a little bit harder than I thought, but I'm positive that I'll be able to get there. Next goal is I will easily complete a copywriting course by December 31st. So I've signed up to 2 copywriting courses because one is not enough. And I'm halfway through the first one. It's really good. I'm realizing I actually know quite a lot about copywriting. It just comes down to being more aware of all these kind of rules and ways to make your copy more attractive, more appealing, more effective when you're writing it. Because for me, it's quite easy to sit down and write as I think or as I speak, but that's not always the best way to actually write a copy. So these were the goals for my business. The next category of my goals is coaching. So it's everything to do with the coaching itself, or kind of coaching side of my business. The first goal is I'll easily have 150 initial consultations by December 31st. Quick reminder, what the initial consultation is when someone is interested in coaching and would like to work with me, what we do first is this initial consultation or discovery session, as I call it, where we sort of explore whether we would be the right match for coaching. I want to know more about what their goals are, what they're stuck on, what kind of support they're looking for, so I can determine whether I would be the right coach for them and whether they would be the right client for me. Because when I work with someone, I want to make sure that we both feel very comfortable with going ahead, because it's a few months commitment. I also need to believe in the person. I need to believe that they have what it takes to get great results in the 3, 6, 12 months of us working together or beyond. With some of the clients that I work with, we work together for 3 or 4 years. So that's the initial consultation, which means I have had 52 initial consultations so far. So I'm well on track with that. Now, the second goal is I'll easily work with 40 new inspiring clients by December 31st. At the moment, I have signed up 11 new clients, amazing people. So I've had so far 50 consultations, 11 people became clients, which is around 20% conversion, which is okay. Normally it's slightly higher, but I've had consultation with some people that we were just not the right fits for coaching. They needed help with something. I wasn't the right person to help them with. That was one of the reasons. Sometimes there is, of course, kind of financial issue. I'm not necessarily the cheapest coach, so some people it's just not affordable for them. But I usually refer them to one of my associates who are a little bit more affordable and also great coaches. So with this goal, with the new inspiring clients, I'm a little bit behind, but I'm only, we're only 4 months into the year, so still plenty of time to even outperform that goal. What's also important there is that I say 40 new inspiring clients. I'm at the stage with my business where I can be a little bit more selective about who I work with. I'm actually very selective about who I work with, and that's something that I mentioned a moment ago, is that I need to believe in the person. I need to be inspired. If I work with them for several months or even a couple of years, I need to really love the person. I need to look forward to the sessions. I need to love their energy, their attitude, who they are, what kind of goals they pursue. That's important to me. When I started coaching years ago, I would work with anyone and everyone because I needed the experience. While I'm still learning, I can be selective, and so I am. So sometimes I just say, hey, look, I don't think we are the right match for coaching. I will recommend you to one of my associates and see if that would work. Next goal is I will easily run 500 coaching sessions by December 31st. At the moment, I'm on 144 coaching sessions, so slightly behind, but again, we're just 4 months in. I had a little bit less availability for various reasons, a lot of different commitments, also the marathon training that has taken so much time out of my days. So that kind of interfered for the last 4 months with my availability. But at the moment, 144, if I triple it, was a 300, 420. So somewhat behind, but that shouldn't be a problem to catch up with this. Next goal, I will run at least one live case study by December 31st. What that means is that what I'm doing right now on this video, sharing my kind of live updates on my goals, I want to work with one client, someone new, who would be willing to do something similar. It doesn't have to be on a video. I will have a dedicated page on my website for their progress, but I'd like them to kind of track and journal about their journey through coaching, what they do on a weekly basis, what kind of progress they've made. Because I would like to show people what working with a coach looks like, what kind of results some people actually can get from coaching. I haven't started. There was a candidate for that, but we decided not to go ahead with that. And one thing is that I will sort of compensate or incentivize for someone to work on this, to kind of be open and transparent about these goals by maybe a discount, or I'll see, we'll figure something out. But I think it will be really exciting. I think the person would benefit from that massively for the reasons that I do. It's massive accountability. It feels great when you can inspire someone. And I know that this would make people so much more committed to their goals and in making progress. And the final goal in the coaching category is I'll easily reflect on my coaching sessions 200 times by December 31st. What these reflections are is basically I sit down either after the session or at the end of the day, and I just reflect on the coaching session that I had with the client or clients on that day. Why do I do that? It's because that's one of the best ways to learn and to improve. Because yes, I've been coaching for 6 years and I've done thousands of coaching hours and thousands of coaching sessions, but I'm not delusional that there is nothing new I could learn. And because in the coaching session, I'm so focused on the client, I'm so focused on what we do, I can't be evaluating myself at the same time. That would take my attention away. So I do it afterwards. And every time I do this reflection, I either identify something I could have done better, or just an idea, or maybe, next time I can try this. Or sometimes I just confirm, you know what, the session, I think I've done the best I could, and they got the best result they possibly could have got from that particular session. I highly encourage you to work or experiment with reflecting. You're probably not a coach, but there are some things that you are working on in your own life, maybe in your career, you're trying to progress, maybe communications with people, with your partner, your relationship, whatever it might be. It's really good to sit down every now and then and look back on what happened, maybe that interaction, maybe an argument, maybe the day at work, and think about how could I have done better? Was there something else I could have tried? How could I do better next time? What did I do wrong? All these questions, when you start answering them, you'll be amazed what kind of insights come up. But they cannot come up if you don't ask these questions. And journaling, actually writing down these insights, it keeps your mind focused. You can refer back to it later on. I love journaling. I love these reflections. I've been doing this for various purposes for years now. And honestly, it has had an incredible impact on my growth. So the next category is profile. What that means is these are goals focused on growing my profile as a coach, as a sort of public figure, influencer, entrepreneur, whatever you may call it, because it's part of what I do. I'm my own business. And so having a good profile, credibility, visibility is very important. So the first goal is I'll easily reach 30,000 followers on my Instagram by December 31st. So at the moment I'm on 18,919. I'm growing about 1,300, 1,500 a month, which is brilliant. It's going really well. There was a bit of a dip after the new year. I feel after conversations with some other people who use Instagram, I think there was some adjustments to the Instagram algorithm, and it became a little bit harder to get the impressions, get the likes, get the follows, get the views on your profile. However, at the moment, I think I'm well on track. If I keep growing in the pace that I'm going, I will easily grow another 10 or 11,000 in the next 8 months. Next goal is I will easily reach 20,000 followers on my LinkedIn. So for the last few months, I didn't pay too much attention to LinkedIn, or rather not as much attention as I wanted to. And so since January to March, it only grew by like 500 new followers. But I focused on that, and in April I grew up around 1,000 new followers. So I am around 2,500 away from 20,000 for my target, which I'm very confident I will reach probably in the next 2 or 3 months. Again, I'm quite selective who I accept and who as a new connection on LinkedIn, and who I kind of initiate the connection with. So I'm not just taking anybody. I want to connect with quality people. So it's growing a little bit slower, but I'm very confident I will reach that goal. Next goal is I'll easily reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers by December 31st. So in January 2019, I started being a little bit more serious about my YouTube, recording these videos for you guys, and much more. I want to do it much more regularly. And I started on 15 subscribers in January, which always makes me laugh. At the moment, I'm on 149, so I've grown by just, 130 or so. Not great, but I want to do it. Look, I could easily just go and buy followers, but what's the point of that? First of all, it's not authentic, it's not genuine. Secondly, these people are not interested in the content that I'm sharing. So it's growing way slower than I thought it would. I'm hoping that one of my videos will go at least semi-viral at some point, and that it will generate kind of good influx of subscribers. But I have to be patient. I'm not being unrealistic. I only published maybe 20 videos so far. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. Some people publish hundreds of videos before it kind of grows. But it makes me think about the content that I'm creating, doing things that people are actually people are looking for, but something that I am myself interested in doing as well, because I want to be creating content that is authentic to me, that I want to be creating for months and years. So there's no point for me to do something that I'm not interested in just for the sake of attracting new subscribers. So it's growing slow. I'm definitely not on track with this goal, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing it authentically and genuinely. So let's hope that there will be one of those viral videos. And with that said, hey, if you haven't yet, hit that little subscribe button, hit that little like, leave me a comment, help me out with this goal, because it will help me. It will make a little spike on that YouTube algorithm. Next goal, I will easily be featured in 5 podcasts by December 31st. So I have already been featured in one. Amazing. Daily New Year is the podcast. The link is in the post on my blog. So click on the link in the description. Highly encourage you to check out that podcast. It's done by Austin, amazing guy in the US. I had a great time. We talk about all kinds of things, coaching. We even ended up talking about lucid dreaming, which is a sort of old passion of mine. And so check it out. Next goal is I'll easily be featured in a magazine by December 31st. That hasn't happened yet. With that said, I am collaborating, working with a PR campaign for someone. I can't share too much at the moment, but that alone should put me in quite a few magazines. So that should be great. Next goal is I will easily write a book by July 31st. So you probably remember, as I spoke about this a few times before, that actually I've almost written a book last year. I wrote about 35,000 words. But as I was finishing it, I realized that was a little bit too much sort of a how-to book. And I wanted to change the angle of how the book is written and what it's talking about. And it's going to be all about okay, it's not enough and why okay, it's not enough. And it will be a little bit more inspirational rather than just, hey, do this, do that. So I'm rewriting the book. And I started again. Every working day I'm getting up at 6 o'clock and I'm writing for an hour. So I'm pretty confident it will be done by July 31st. I will easily publish my book by September 30th. Of course, that depends on me finishing the book first. There are lots of kind of steps in publishing a book because it's not just about writing it. It needs to be edited. It needs to be proofread. It needs to be the typeset needs to be created, creating graphics and cover design, getting it into print and all these things. A long process, and it costs a lot of money as well. It will cost me a few £1,000s. So it should be doable. I definitely want to get it done by the end of the year. September, which is July, August, September, maybe a little bit too tight deadline as I'm thinking about it, but hey, we'll see. I'll do my absolute best, and I'm really excited about this project now. The previous version of the book, I felt like I was writing it for the sake of having a book, whereas now I feel much more inspired because the book will be closer to what I do and the philosophy that I believe in, that okay, it's not enough, and will be still very practical, but also inspirational. Next goal is I will easily speak on stage at least 6 times by December 31st. So far I've spoke on stage 3 times, once in the Philippines, 2 times. I was running a whole day workshop for a great company called Dent, as I'm one of their mentors. So I'm on track. This should be totally doable. I don't see why not. The next category of goals is value. What that means is all these goals are about me sharing what I know with you guys and with other people, and just basically giving value. So the first goal is I'll easily record 52 video blogs by December 31st. So at the moment I'm on 14, which puts me a little bit behind, but again, last 4 months my weekends were pretty much taken by running and recovering from running, because many of those runs on Sundays were super long, was several hours, and then kind of recovering from that, the last thing I felt like doing was recording a video. And during the week I was super busy with my coaching business, and I need daylight for the recording, so it was really challenging for me to record enough videos, just having the time for that. But it's about to change now. So far I'm on 14, a little bit behind, but you have my word that I will deliver 52 video blogs by the end of the year. Next goal is I'll easily publish 52 articles by December 31st. The videos and the article goes hand in hand because each video has an article and each article has a video. So I'm also on number 14. Same thing. People don't realize that recording a video, so it works like this. This is how I kind of go about it. I come up with an idea, then I write an outline for the blog, then I have to set up my recording stuff, then I record the video, then I have to edit it, I have to upload it to YouTube, do all the SEO stuff, I have to finalize the article, kind of enrich it based on the video, and then I need to write an email update that I will send to my subscribers. I need to create social media posts that as soon as I'm releasing the video and the article, like everyone gets it, So that's a lot of work. It's easily a full day of work to create one piece of content. I'm enjoying it. It's just very time consuming, and I need to find a better way to streamline it a little bit, even though it's so much better than at the beginning of the year when I didn't quite have the flow. But at the moment it's getting better, and I will be recording the videos more in bulk, so I can do more of one at the same time, and I don't waste time with kind of preparations and things like that. So nonetheless, 14 articles, slightly behind, but same thing. I am very, very confident that I will deliver on 52 by the end of the year. Next goal is I will easily launch my Unshakeable self-discipline program. Making a lot of progress on that, super excited. The more I work on it, the more excited I am about the program, because it will be so good. If you're struggling with self-discipline, in that program, it will be 8 weeks program, sort of 8 lessons. I will give you everything you need to develop unshakable self-discipline. And the reason why I'm creating this program, because 95% of the people that are stuck because they struggle with self-discipline. They're either being distracted by other things, or they can't get themselves to do it. And self-discipline is, honestly, it's the key element to getting anything done, right? And if you know how to create the self-discipline, kind of set up yourself and everything around you so that encourages you and motivates you, inspires you to get on with the work, then you don't even need self-discipline, because you want to do it. That's the whole point of the program, to get you to the mindset and to the stage where you want to do it and there's no resistance to it. So I'm working on it. It's definitely going to be launched this year. I'm hoping in maybe a couple of months, because it takes a lot of preparation. I want to make sure that I launch it with a bang. The next goal is I will easily launch my Stop Caring What People Think of You group coaching program. So I haven't started working on this yet. The way it's going to go is I first launch a self-discipline program. I will learn from it everything I need to, and again, streamline or how to streamline the process of launching a program like that. And then I will apply it to the How to Stop Caring What People Think of You program, because this is another thing, another big challenge many people struggle with, is that they're standing still and they don't live fully and they don't follow fully their goals because of the fear of what other people would say and what other people even just would think of them. So I want to help people overcome that. I haven't started working on this program yet. Next goal, very kind of personal goal for me, is I'll easily raise 5,000 for Children with Cancer charity by May 31st. So that's linked to my marathon, London Marathon run. I was running for Children with Cancer charity, and my ambitious goal was to raise £5,000 for them. I have so far raised 1,896, which, even though I haven't reached the goal yet, it's mind-blowing that so many people have donated so generously. And I'm extremely grateful for that. Me running for the charity, I must say, they've been absolutely amazing throughout the preparation for the run, or throughout the months leading to the run. Throughout the run, the support was amazing, and after the run, the way they took care of me and other runners, it was absolutely amazing. So when I run again, I will happily run for them again, because they've been absolutely incredible. And the cause, of course, helping children who've been affected by this terrible illness, the cause is amazing. So I haven't reached the target yet. The campaign is not over yet. I'm realizing that the goal was maybe a little bit too ambitious for one person to raise $5,000. But hey, I'm still campaigning for them. I'm still working on it, so I hope that I will get closer to the targets. The next category of my goals is health and fitness. So all these goals in this category are related to me improving my health, maintaining my health, getting fitter, stronger, faster, healthier, more vibrant, and all this stuff. So the first goal is I will complete 23andMe genetic testing and analysis by December 31st. That's been done in, I think, February or March. Really great, 23andMe. Check it out, it costs around £100. You send them like a saliva swab, and in a few weeks' time you get overwhelming analysis, a really detailed analysis of your ancestry, of some of the genes-related illnesses and diseases, and how likely you are to be affected by that. It was very, very fascinating. I'm still reading it because there's just so many pages, but it was amazing. Actually, it offered me, or it showed me around, I can't remember now, 35 distant relatives of mine who have also taken the test. So I could potentially connect with them. Next goal is I will easily complete a food intolerance test. That hasn't been done yet. Still have time. It's due to December 31st. I'm just looking for different ones out there. It kind of slipped off my radar for a little bit, to be honest. But I do want to know whether there are some intolerances that I may have to different food groups. Next goal is I will easily complete 24 fasts or green days, which means a day when I only eat raw fruit and vegetable, by December 31st. At the moment, I'm on 6, which means I'm a little bit behind. 18? So I'm a little bit behind, but now after when the marathon is done, I want to focus so much more on my health. I had to eat quite a bit extra because of the calories I was burning throughout the run and throughout the training. But now I want to focus so much more on my health and fitness, so I will easily catch up with this. Next goal is I will easily be at 16% body fat by December 31st. So I'm currently on 23.2%. I dropped about 1% in the last couple of months, which is not great. Honestly, I was hoping that I would lose quite a bit of weight and hence body fat throughout my marathon training, because it was just so much running and I burned so many calories. But I was also I had really strong cravings for certain kinds of foods, especially like fresh fruits and salty food, because as you run you sweat a lot, or at least I do, and you're sweating a lot of salt, and it's important. Salt is important electrolyte for your muscle functioning, otherwise you start cramping. So I think I must have compensated for the calorie burn with eating more, even though it didn't feel like I was eating extra. But maybe subconsciously I knew that I can afford eating a little bit more, maybe I can afford some desserts and things like that. So all in all, I actually haven't lost that much weight. But again, now when I don't need to worry about calories and refueling as much, I'm focusing a lot more on my on this goal, on losing body fat. I started tracking my calories. I'm much more selective about what I eat. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what impact this will have on my weight loss. Next goal is I will easily work out 200 times by December 31st. So far I've worked out 133 times. So I'm way on track with this goal. Just for you to know, in April I worked out 37 times. Working out time was 35 hours and 35 minutes, and I burned 29,000 calories, 29,641 calories. So yeah, a lot of working out. Most of it was running. I actually didn't do any kind of or much of body weight training and like gym training because I just didn't have time and energy for that. I was running 5 times a week, and many of the runs were more than an hour. So the last thing I wanted to do is to go to the gym and work out some more. But in terms of this goal, I'm well on track. Next is I will easily complete a marathon training program by April 28th. So the marathon training program was consisting of 75 runs plus the marathon itself. I've done every single one. I actually did some extra initially because I was comparing 2 different marathon trainings, marathon training programs. So for the first couple of weeks I was running double the amount, so I actually ran more than I was supposed to, but yeah, the whole training is complete and hence the goal. Next goal is I'll easily complete Virgin Money London Marathon in sub 4 hours. So, funny one. So I finished the marathon, absolutely incredible experience. I will create a video blog just about that, just to tell you more about what it was like and what my experiences were and so on. Now, I finished the marathon in 4 hours and 2 minutes, so I missed it by 2 minutes. With that said, my GPS tracker actually tracked 43.6 kilometers instead of 42. The reason for that is because you can't always run the optimal line, which was actually marked on the road by sort of blue line, because there are so many people running that you just have to run where you have space. So 2 things. One, in theory, I did finish 42.2k in sub 4 hours. However, officially, as the marathon tracking system shows, it took me from crossing the starting line to crossing the finishing line, it took me 4 hours and 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So I completed the marathon. I didn't complete it in sub 4 hours officially. Next goal is I will easily run 200 kilometers in 1 month by December 31st. This goal was accomplished in January already. Another goal, I will easily run 1,000 kilometers by December 31st. I'm currently on 991 kilometers, so 1 or 2 more runs and I will complete that goal. Next goal is I will easily run sub 20 minute 5 kilometers. I haven't really focused on speed work and speed running because I was just clocking the miles for the marathon, which is more endurance running. It's a different kind of training, so I haven't really tested the 5k yet, so there's no progress on that. Similar goal is next one. I will easily run sub 42 minute 10k. Same thing. I haven't really focused on that, but with that said, this is what I'm going to be focusing on now on top of my normal training. Next goal is I will easily do 100 push-ups in one go, in one set by December 31st. My April best was 48, so I'm about halfway there. Again, for the first 4 months of this year, I've done barely any kind of strength workout. So there hasn't been much progress on this goal because I was just not focusing on that, because all my time, all my fitness and workout time was focused on the marathon training. Next goal, I will easily do 20 pull-ups in one go by December 31st. The best in April was 14. Same reason as with push-ups. I just didn't have the time and energy to focus on this. Next goal, I will easily be able to plank for 10 minutes by December 31st. I was doing some planking as part of my running training because having a strong core is important for running. So my best time was 3 minutes 11 seconds. So I'm about 1/3, there. 10 minutes going to be challenging. I already have the feeling. And the next goal is I will easily continue with martial arts training throughout the year, which I've paused for a couple of months because of the marathon training. Again, I do kickboxing with my personal trainer, and I didn't want to potentially do something to my legs or feet as it could jeopardize my marathon training or the marathon itself. So I paused it, but as soon as the marathon finished the next weekend, I had a kickboxing session with my trainer, and I was so missing it because it's a great kind of workout. Its strength is endurance. I really enjoy it. There's obviously a little bit of aggression because it's kickboxing, punching, kicking, and so on. I missed a lot. I'm back on track with this, so really good. And the last goal of my fitness goals is I will easily take on swimming classes by December 31st. I haven't made any progress with this one yet. The next category of my goals is personal development. So all these goals are focused on my personal growth. The first goal is I will easily complete 365 meditations by December 31st. I'm currently on 121, so perfectly on track, and I'm very confident it will be done this year. Next goal, I will easily buy Muse mind and body meditation device. So it's something that I bought in March, I think, actually for my birthday, and I love it. Absolutely enjoy it. So it's like a headband that is measuring and monitoring your brain activity, and you put it on when you're meditating, and it gives you live feedback, like a biofeedback on how deeply you're meditating, or if your mind is calm. And it shows you chart afterwards. So for example, you're meditating, one of the scenes is park. So the more deeply you meditate, the quieter it gets. The busier your mind is, the more noise you hear in like people, kids running around and birds and dogs and things like that. Imagine you're in a park, these sort of noises. But the more focused you are, the more deeply you meditate, the quieter it gets. And you actually, when you're in the calm state of mind, you can hear just like birds making sounds or bird singing, which is indicator that that's when you're focused. I love it. And they're actually updating the software, and there's so much more coming, kind of guided meditations with feedback of a person. So I'm not sure what to expect, but they say it's going to be really great. So that goal is accomplished already. So next goal is I'll easily finish 24 books by December 31st. I'm currently on 9 books finished. So well on track with this goal. Enjoying reading and listening books and just learning in general. If you would like to see the whole list of books, then again, check out the blog post. The link is in the description. You can actually find the book titles as well as the link to Amazon or Audible, where you can buy them if you want to. The next goal is I will easily read at least 2 books on mindfulness by December 31st. So in April, I actually read both of them. First one, Buddhism for Busy People. Absolutely loved it. Highly, highly encouraging you to check it out. Buddhism for Busy People. Great book. And the second book was called Mindfulness. Really enjoyed it as well. So that goal is complete. Next goal is I will easily replace 6 bad habits with 6 new positive habits by December 31st. So far, I have replaced 2 bad habits, so I'm well on track. The first one was I was using the Muse, the meditation device, sometimes 2 times a day, especially if I felt a little bit stressed, rather than getting overwhelmed, or for example, having something sweet to kind of give yourself a little bit of a boost, I reached out for the meditation device and I meditated for a little bit, even just 5 minutes. So that's a new habit, kind of resolving any sort of tension and stress with a little bit of meditation. Next goal is I will easily make 100 journal entries and reflections by December 31st. Same reason for journaling as and reflection as I was talking about them. Coaching sessions is a great way to learn and grow and improve, rather than just kind of blindly keep going from one day to another. You're learning from every day, and the next day becomes a little bit better. So far, 63 total journal entries. I'm well on track for the whole year. I'll probably do more, closer to 150 if I maintain this momentum. The next goal is I will easily spend at least 1 hour every Sunday planning and reflecting. Something that I've been doing for probably years now. Every Sunday or Saturday, basically at the end of the weekend, I sit down, usually with a cup of tea, and I plan the next week, what I need to do, what I need to commit to, what I need to focus on, what I need to improve. I kind of see what's going on in my life, in my business, in my relationships, and I plan specific goals that I need to accomplish in the coming week. So that goal is complete. And then I will easily watch 50 TED Talks by December 31st. I'm currently on 29, so again, well on track with this goal. TED Talks are brilliant. If you're not familiar with the concept, just go on Google or YouTube and Google TED Talk, TED Talk. What it is, their slogan is ideas worth spreading. So you have experts sharing stage, I think once a year, from all kinds of fields. It's like a festival. It's going on over several days, and experts from all kinds of fields, whether it's business, arts, science, creativity, and they share new findings, new theories, new observations, new ideas, new creative ways of doing things, and it's fascinating. You can find talks on any possible topic that you can think of, and what I love about the TED Talks is that it's always that they're well curated. So the people that are speaking are usually very highly respected experts in their field. So it comes with a lot of credibility. So these were the goals for my personal development, and the final category is relationships, which means these are the goals that I set for myself to make sure that the important relationships in my life are healthy and strong and thriving. So the first one is I will easily be in contact with my family every month. What that means is, because I live in the UK, my family, they all live back home in Czech Republic. I don't get to see them physically very often. So what I do is I want to make sure that we maintain the communication through text messages, WhatsApp, videos, voice recordings, Skype calls, FaceTimes, and these sort of things. And I want to make sure that we basically kind of touch base at least once a month. And the final goal is I will easily have a date night with my girlfriend at least twice a month. So it doesn't have to be a date night. It could be during the day, some activity. We go to a park, we go to a cinema, we go for a dinner, we go for a lunch. Just something to do together happily, because we've been together for 5.5 years now. And so it's very easy in a relationship, when you for so long in a relationship, to become a little bit complacent, a little bit comfortable, and stop doing the things that actually make relationship great. So we have it as a goal to do something together at least a couple of times a month. It's usually more than that, but 2 times is minimum, and that goal has been achieved. So that's it. This is the update on all my goals for the month of April. thank you for following my journey and following these updates, and I hope that you're getting something out of it. I know that I usually have to speed through it simply because there are just so many goals. I want to give you a little bit of update for every single one. Some people prefer to read through it on my website. Some people prefer to watch the video and just having it playing in the background when they do something. And that's great, but don't let this be just another video that you watch. Think about, hey, maybe this is a good goal I could set for myself. Or let it inspire you, let it motivate you, let it push you a little bit. Because as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm getting lots of messages, people kind of thanking me for sharing this because of the impact it makes on them and how it inspires them and so on. So guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that red button there. And I look forward to seeing you on another video. And as always, thanks for watching.